Mottley, the Prime Minister of Barbados, has been vocal about her views on corruption both domestically and internationally. Her stance on corruption reflects a commitment to good governance, transparency, and accountability.
The elephant in the room, what a lot of Western climate diplomats tell me is that leaders like yourself also carry a responsibility. Why are vulnerable countries still so debt-stricken? Why is there still corruption? What is your response to that?
You really want me to answer you?
I do.
Okay. Why is it that every time we talk about countries from the south, the first allegation is corruption? Last time I checked, in the USA and the UK and Europe, they're riddled with corruption, but nobody says that they're not capable of achieving their objectives because of corruption. Why is it that we're not talking about the fact that these countries became independent, having allowed those countries that colonized them to extract significant portions of their wealth, such that we had no proper housing, no proper education, no proper healthcare systems, no proper legal systems, no proper across the whole stream, and certainly nothing to do with building social capital like community development and cultural enterprises. And what has happened is therefore that we have spent the time since independence trying to give our people what the global north has taken for granted and has supported by the extrication of centuries of wealth to give their people out of our blood, sweat and tears. Now, when our blood, sweat and tears finances the Industrial Revolution, and the Industrial Revolution then causes the climate crisis, and then I have to pay for the consequences of the climate crisis because of the Industrial Revolution financed by our blood, sweat and tears, then I think they have no moral authority to tell me anything about the financing of the climate or about why we don't have enough.
Is it anger over this that fuels your energy?
Anger? Absolutely not. Unfairness, lack of justice. I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed that humankind still wants to believe that there's one world for a set of people and another world for another set.
Mottley has consistently advocated for a zero-tolerance policy towards corruption. She believes that corruption undermines democracy, erodes public trust in government institutions, and stifles economic growth. Mottley has made it clear that her government will not tolerate corruption at any level and is committed to rooting it out through stringent measures. Mottley emphasizes the importance of having a strong legal framework in place to combat corruption effectively. She has supported legislative reforms aimed at strengthening anti-corruption laws, enhancing enforcement mechanisms, and ensuring that perpetrators of corruption are held accountable for their actions. Transparency and accountability are central principles of Mottley's approach to governance. She believes that open and accountable government institutions are essential for preventing corruption and fostering public trust. Mottley has taken steps to increase transparency in government operations, such as implementing measures to disclose government contracts and expenditures to the public. Mottley recognizes that corruption is a global phenomenon that requires international cooperation to combat effectively. She has expressed support for initiatives aimed at enhancing international cooperation in the fight against corruption, such as the United Nations Convention Against Corruption and the work of organizations like Transparency International. Mottley believes that raising public awareness about the damaging effects of corruption is essential for mobilizing support for anti-corruption efforts. She has supported public education campaigns aimed at increasing awareness about corruption and encouraging citizens to report instances of corruption to relevant authorities.